when he messaged me out last Sunday. I'm like,
It's alright. Our wire comes up here, thanks.
Huh? What?
I said, don't worry.
Sorry. I do apologize.
Well,
also, I got Fallout 76.
that's cool. So,
Yeah,
greetings and greetings and welcome to the table in the tavern.
Well, hello there.
This week, we got everyone back together again. That's just cool. Captain Bond Adventure, we were just talking about that. We're going to go around the table, the virtual table, and do a little introduction before we get a recap of what happened last time we played. So we're going to start off with, to my left, I guess here, would be Brandon. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about the character you're going to be playing tonight.
All right, so greetings, everyone, and I'm Brandon Adams. Like Patrick said, I actually work with two of the players here, or the DM and one of the players here. I know it's a little bit of a scenery behind me. I don't have my dragon like I normally do. I'm actually up here at my wife's work because she works a 12-hour shift, and I don't want her driving alone when she gets off.
So you're on your own personal adventure.
Yes, I am.
An adventure inside of an adventure.
Exactly.
Do you even adventure, bro?
All right, so continuing on, to my right now would be Chris. Chris or Drake, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the character you're going to be playing?
Hey everybody, I go by Drake. I sell comic books. I work in a restaurant. I've been playing D&D for a very, 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 very long time. And that's how Pat and I worked together in a restaurant and played D&D together. That's how I met him. So I will be continuing this adventure with an aquatic elf from the world of, is it Faerun? Faerun, right? From the Forgotten Realms world, from just off the coast of Waterdeep. And I find myself a traveler through time and space, apparently, as I came here to the world of Thalia by way of Ravenloft. So I've had this aquatic elf's been on quite a mission, quite an adventure. His name is Tarzinster Arcubane, and he is a storm sorcerer. And finds himself with this intrepid crew of the Greasy Roger. And trying to navigate a new world and find his place in it at the same time.
Thank you for that. And continuing on, we have Dean. We're there somewhere. Dean wants to tell us about yourself, a little about the character you're playing.
My name is Dean McGuire. I am a dad of 4. I work with Patrick and Brandon, same place. Just got back from Florida, woo! And ready to move on with his adventure. This has been a fun adventure with Patrick and the crew. Captain of the Greasy Roger. Captain of the Greasy Roger. And sorry. Is there background noise? Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay, good.
Discord does his job.
Beautiful. All right. And I am playing a human fighter, Captain Von DeVento. He is the captain of the Greasy Roger. He is kind of having fun with this crew of misfits. And also right now trying to woo somebody. So we'll see how that goes.
Indeed.
Got to look at his face. Uh-oh.
And continuing on, we have Gracie. Gracie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the character you're playing tonight?
Yeah, so my name's Gracie Bonebrick, and I don't work with Patrick and all them, but I live near the same general area. I'm actually just a Starbucks barista. And my character's name is Elvira. She is a tiefling sorcerer, and she does mainly lunar sorcery, so a lot of necromantic, up that alley kind of thing.
Necromantic.
Yes, indeed. And she joined the crew a couple of games ago. Very loyal to Lady Bell. If you haven't seen last episode, the dedication speech was pretty killer. But yeah, she's here to keep an eye on the crew as Lady Bell's eyes and ears, and to report anything. And that's her.
Thank you for that, Gracie. But I believe that you sell yourself short. You are a talented artist, and I believe you're also going to school for psychology, was it?
Indeed, I am going to school for psychology, and I'm doing commission art for Patrick. So if you'd like your character drawn, please let him know, and in return, he will let me know, and I can get that done for you.
Indeed. She has shared some of her artwork there on our Discord page, and so I offered her the option to create some character art for all of our players that we have different characters. There's like 6 to 8 different characters, 8 different players, but playing different characters. I don't know how many. I have to look. It's a lot, though. But we'll see over time, bit by bit. I'm excited to see where it goes. Speaking of where things go, we have a recap that we like to do every week here at the table in the tavern, and Gracie has offered the recap. So take it away, Gracie.
Yeah, so what happened last session? So Brandon talked to the White Crab in Shopkeep trying to get more information about where the Dragoons might be, while Elvira kind of already had the general idea from what Lady Bell has told her. So she gathers the Gert and Tars and heads to the lighthouse, where they find later on a little bit in the game that the woman in the lighthouse is actually a priestess of Fictius. And a cool thing happens. The shard that Gert had, that was continuously cutting him, she healed him from that. So he no longer has the shard anymore, and it's completely free. We found out that the Dragoons were actually not bad people, and she told us she had history with Lady Bell, and she kind of knew we were working for Lady Bell. Elvira told her that if she cared for her Dragoons, she would move them to our lane because they are in great danger by the Baron. And so we ended our game before the meeting, but we arranged the meeting with the captain of the Dragoons so that we can discuss further details of how to do that. And while we waited for the meeting, we kind of scattered throughout town. Tars went through the apothecary, talked to Moonbeam, and Moonbeam is coming along with us on the trip. Gert went to the ship, tried to talk to Captain Vaughn, and Vaughn was busy with other things in his powdered wig. And while Tars and Gert did that, Elvira went back to Lady Bell, told her what happened, told her the news, during that time, Lady Bell asked her what Elvira really wanted. That's when Elvira did a very good dedication speech. And that's where we kind of left off.
You're kind of muted, Pat.
No, I was. Thank you, Brand. That was very well done there, Gracie. Thank you for that. So, I believe that puts us all at what location?
The
I
lighthouse.
believe it's the popular. The lighthouse. This is the first time I can remember you guys not starting at the White Crab. Normally, that's where you guys always start. But this week, a different location. And I believe that, yes, you have acquired some information about the whereabouts of this fated person. So, this is something that I do not have right now. That is a token to represent Gracie's character. I'd like to do that. I do have Roll20 prepared for you to like to bring that up. And of course, if one of you would mind sharing Discord or sharing Roll20 to Discord, you could do that. Otherwise, I can simply flip back and forth. Which actually, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. All I need you guys to do is, I guess, just sit back and relax. But Gracie, a token, a token, a token. You don't happen to have a character for this character, do you?
I do have a drawing over you.
You do? Can you send that to me?
Yeah.
Awesome. You send it Facebook Messenger would be the best.
You said through Messenger?
Facebook Messenger. It'd be the easiest way for me to get it right now. From where I am.
Alright, and it is sent.
And I do apologize, everyone. I meant to give a brief description of my character, which will be a mountain fighter dwarf.
I'm sorry, I just realized I was muted. I was trying to figure out how to turn the music off on Roll20. I figured it out. I turned the music down. Sorry. And you're muted, Pat.
Yeah, I'm just doing technical stuff right now.
Cool.
Trying to get everything fired up. So you guys find yourselves at the lighthouse once again. What would you guys like to do? This
So
is primarily up to you guys.
Is this where we have left and come back to the lighthouse now?
Yes, we're.
I know. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys went back and got Captain Vaughn and then made your way back, I'm okay with that.
That's that. Yeah. If we're still there, or if we had left and we'd gone to get Vaughn and we're on our way back, or
Yeah, that's what we did.
yeah, that's what we did.
All right. So,
Sorry, I'm downloading your image that you sent to me, and I'm
oh,
going to
you're
put a
good.
token on it.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Oh, there we go. Now download. I apologize to everyone real quick. Get this all.
It's all good, man. Wow.
There it is.
Yeah,
Well, would you look at that?
let's just look at it.
Okay. So now you have a token of your
Yay.
youthful.
I'm talking again and realized I'm muted.
Oh, nice.
version.
I'm over here talking and be like, sorry. It seems that the only time Pat gets feedback from me is when Gracie's talking for some reason.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing. Right now, my laptop's getting.
Oh,
Apologize, guys.
you're getting feedback.
Once it clicks back on, we'll be good. Technical difficulty.
We're having some technical difficulties here at
There she
Table in the Tavern.
Please stand by.
Yeah.
Well, we live
Just doing on the fly prep work, that sort of thing. I apologize. So anyway, you guys find yourselves at the lighthouse, and you've location of these mines in which is said that this dragons are. And so I'm assuming that that's the direction you guys are set off for, right?
question. What time is it?
What time is it? It'd be about like it's morning.
Morning?
All right, I'll say it's morning. Give you a early start on the day.
Did we already have Vaughn meet with the captain of the Dragoon?
You were breaking up there. What? Did you already have Vaughn do what?
Did we already have Vaughn meet with the captain of the Dragoons? Because they were supposed to have
That's what
dinner.
you're going to do.
I think that's what we're doing right now, yeah.
You're
Awesome.
going to go meet the captain of the Dragoons down in the caves. Remember?
Gotcha. Okay.
Cover me.
Or are you going to? Oh, you guys want to have dinner with him at the lighthouse, meeting with the. Okay, that's what you guys are doing. Okay, that's fine. You guys can do that too. Not like I had prepared for you guys to go through everything. I didn't do any of that. I did not do work for that all week. No, I didn't do all that. No. So I guess we're gonna hang out at the White House then. And so it's a long day because I guess well, if you're going to dinner, I guess it's time to kill.
Yeah, we do. Cause it's morning.
So if my memory serves correctly, I was doing all stuff. First Gracie's description of everything that had happened. So after meeting with the lighthouse keeper, she had told you that she had breakfast with him or brunch. You had found the place and had mentioned that he could set up, she could set up with him, with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was going to be a dinner. Is that right?
Actually, I put in my notes that he was to come back because I had found the shield, his shield, and I asked about it, and he was coming back for it because she was mending it for him. And that he would have dinner with her later that night and grab the shield.
So you guys want to be there when he arrives for that? Okay.
Yeah. She said come back.
So,
and
All right.
quick question. They both are working for Lady Vel, the Baron, and the Dragoons?
No. The Baron doesn't like the Dragoons.
Yeah.
But the
I've known that, yeah.
Yeah, but the Dragoons aren't bad people. They're just there to kind of help.
And let me help you shed some light on Lady Vel and the Baron. Now, I wouldn't say Baron or Lady Vel. Yeah, I would not say that. I would say that Lady Vel and Baron look forward to a lucrative relationship together.
I gotcha. That makes sense.
But at the same time, she has made a deal with you, and you guys are currently going to find a way to take control of his
his manor.
empire. So,
Well, yeah.
she is as nice as can be.
I know exactly what I know exactly. Yep.
Okay.
I get it.
So that's the relationship.
And that is
I
that is not something that Tars is aware of. If I correct.
No. No. You do know that he has a active relationship or is wooing the daughter and has been given permission to court the daughter of the Baron. You also know that if he brings these dragoons to heal, that the Baron will reward him.
Yes.
With his daughter's hand, if that is something she chooses. And it seems she is keen for that because she spent the day with him aboard his ship. All around the ship. Different areas of the ship. While the captain that's how I did your character while they were out doing stuff. You just entertained her aboard the ship.
Gotcha.
You showed her the new ship and all the upgrades and all that stuff.
Cool. That's perfect.
And
that worked out perfect.
when the party came calling, when the party came calling about, hey, we got this, that, the other, you're like, hey, I'm kind of busy at the moment. So that was kind of what I did.
Nice. That actually kind of worked out good. Okay. Cool. Okay. So I heard something about like the Dragoons and Lady Vel. As in, there's a lady that works for the Dragoons that was with the lady that knows Lady Vel, or is it just a knowing, or
So that relationship. So we're referring
Yeah.
to the lighthouse keeper who has encountered with Lady Vel in the past.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
She admits to that. Okay.
Okay.
And so has been privy to some things through her. She has tried to, whatever, tried to glean the best course of action. And what better way than with divination?
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out a way that's not brutal to have the Dragoons go,
Yes.
from what it sounds like.
So, to be honest with that information, you guys being with the Dragoons or at the lighthouse waiting for the leader of the Dragoons, that would put you about like midday afternoon, early evening, around 3 to 5 o'clock, as you've been hanging out at the lighthouse with day. So you know that this captain coming back to get a shield shouldn't be too long, maybe hours at best. So what are you guys doing outside the lighthouse? And now, Chris, what is it?
So, I'm not muted. Beautiful. So in the last session, Gracie was talking to the woman and making all this dealio stuff going on and giving her the rundown on that Lady Vel would be down for her moving to this other town. That's information that at least I don't have. And I don't know, does Gert have that information? So that's all like not even info that Tars and Gert have. At this point, Tars is under the impression that we're here to ascertain the threat level of the captain and the Dragoons and then try to decide what we're going to do about it. And the only person that has like another agenda right now is Gracie, Elvira, unless Elvira has decided to clue us in on her other information. Because at last we checked, we were all separated in the tower in different places, all interacting with that woman individually. So I'm not aware of. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, his character went to the bathroom while we were conversing about that.
So we'll say that at least one of you have made your way back to the ship to at least get Captain Bond. We'll say that you guys all meet up in the you guys are welcome in the lighthouse if you guys want to be. So I'm asking, where are you guys? What are you guys doing? You guys are all together once Dean gets back, of course. It is your guys' show at this point in time. You guys tell me what you got.
Okay, so I take Gert gets back with Vaughn. We're outside the lighthouse, and I'm like, Tars is like, so we're having dinner with the captain of the Dragoons. Is that what we're doing? Is that what did it? Is that has that information been passed down to Tars?
I would imagine so by now.
So, last time I checked, we're supposed to be bringing these guys to heel or capturing them or turning them over to the Baron. What?
All right.
What's the plan at this meal? Are we trying to gain the captain's favor so we can get into the Dragoons like we talked about, infiltrating them and get a better understanding of their network and what they're doing so we can make an informed decision as to what we're doing? Or does somebody have a plan that I'm not aware of?
Are you guys filling me in on the information on coming when I was walking over, because I wasn't informed of specific things in case I was on the ship.
So Dean, basically, the only two people that know what's going on are Gert and Elvira. Tars is completely in the dark as to what the hell's going on.
Am I getting filled in on the information, or am I going to go in blind?
Okay, hold on. I was just waiting for you to come back so I can converse that.
I have my earbud and I can still hear.
Well,
Okay.
Grayson, I was going to inform the captain here that on the way back to the lighthouse with him, that we managed to get rid of the shard.
Good.
And it is no longer affecting my body that we know of. And that we are having dinner with the captain of the Dragoons tonight.
Okay.
And you are to be present.
Gotcha.
We have some vital information that Lady Vel has told Elvira, and from what I'm told, Elvira has passed on some information to me, and so I think we're going to find out more about that information when we get back to the lighthouse.
So do you know the information about them being pretty friendly?
Like I said, I know bits and pieces. Once we get back to the lighthouse, Elvira can tell us all about that.
That'll work. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna put the kids to bed, but I have my earbud in if you guys want to converse. I've got a plan once I get the information down. I'm gonna be here. I have my earbud in.
Well, we're gonna make it. We're gonna be already at the lighthouse. So there you go.
Okay. All right. So like I said, just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna put the kids to bed real quick. Help my wife out so she's not, But yeah, I got a really cool plan that I think will benefit both sides. I just thought of this, so I want to get your guys' input on it once I get the information.
Yeah.
Go be Daddy Dean. It's cool. You're good.
Daddy Dean.
Okay. So everyone's at the lighthouse now, right?
Yes.
So Elvira's gonna turn to everyone and specifically addresses Bond, but she's gonna be like, "All right, so here's the plan."
And let me interject just one moment. Chris, can I have you mute yourself while she's talking?
All right, we good?
Yes.
So Elvira's gonna be like, "All right, so here's the plan. So we're gonna have a meeting with the captain of the Dragoon. His name is Riffin, along with the Pixies priestess, Helen. So the plan is we have to get them to Orlane unharmed, because these people have done nothing wrong. And she specifically looks at Vaughn. If you want to get married, you have to fulfill your promise, which is to kill the captain. Well, Lady Bell has given me a scroll of feigned death, so we can make it look like the Dragoon captain is dead, so that you can marry the Baron's daughter and have your fun. While you're all doing that, we are going to sneak the Dragoons onto the ship so that we can take them to Orlane. Are we on the same page?
Another option is to simply arrest the Dragoons, and that way you could pick them up as well.
Stage an arrest.
You can't really arrest them because the city guard works for the Baron. But Tars is like, I'm confused. Lady Vale and the Baron are allies. And Lady Vale and the Baron working together. And I guess the Dragoons are doing stuff against the Baron. Whether they're good or bad, I guess depends on what side you're on in your opinion. But what benefit does it? I'm confused. Is the Baron our enemy? Is that the issue? And is Lady Vale and your little crew, are we actually working against the Baron? Is that what's actually going on? Just like a setup or something?
Correct.
Somebody in the party knows something. And I'm not entirely sure if it's multiple or not about whether the Lady Vel does or does not like the Baron for a reason, and what that reason is. With that, I'm going to be.
So Lyra's gonna look at Tars and is gonna say, as a daughter of Lady Belle, are you questioning her word?
What? I don't work for Lady Vale. I just met her recently at a banquet. And I met you the same night. So I'm just asking a question. Considering just recently, Lady Vale and the Baron, during that banquet, made it clear that they're of one accord where this city is concerned. And now here we are. It seems like things are going on behind one's back. I'm just trying to figure out. It seems to me that you all have ties to this Lady Vale person. I'm along for the ride, which I don't mind being along for the ride. I just like to know what's. Seems like somebody is getting the shaft, and I'm just trying to make sure I know what's going on. So before I put myself in harm's way, I know exactly what's going on. Does that make sense?
So Gert's gonna turn to Tars and go, remember when Lady Vel sent me into the study to
During the
investigate
banquet?
his study? Yeah, during the banquet. She kind of told me that she wanted me to go ahead.
My character was not privy to whatever she told you to do. I, as in the player, heard and knows what went on, but my character is not aware of any of the stuff that went on between you and Lady Vale or the conversations or any of that other stuff.
Pardon me, Chris. Pardon me, Chris. I think he's trying to right now. If you let him.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, look, Tars is like, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I do remember you leaving the party.
Yes. So she had me go investigate the study of where the shard was located. To investigate on the Baron himself, because he did not seem, something seemed off about him. And upon that, I happened to find a spiral staircase behind a bookshelf. So I wasn't able to investigate that because we ended up leaving. But I know where the location of this staircase is at. So Lady Vel is not working. She's putting on a face for the Baron.
May I also add what I meant was She believes the Baron is a worshiper of virtue.
Yep.
She told you that as well.
That would explain why the shard was in his office.
Yep.
That would.
Also, Lady Vel is establishing her pawns in the right order to benefit not only her, but for everybody else as well. As in marriage.
Right. So we're on the same page.
If you guys have, as long as I know what our job is and what we're doing, so we're not killing this guy, is what you're telling me.
No, but we're gonna think he's dead.
So, how do we know he's not a bad guy?
That's what we're going to find out.
Well,
Because
no.
the priestess is convinced, like, she herself is convinced that they need to move the Dragoons. But last session, she told Elvira that it's not her that you need to convince, it's the captain. So that's why she set this meeting up with the captain, so that we can discuss, and I can persuade him to get the Dragoons out of here, take his death, and that they be fine.
So, Elvira. So the priestess, the old lady in the lighthouse, she had a conversation with you about this captain, correct?
Yes.
And that's how you found out that they weren't bad?
Indeed. Because all of the other shrines have been destroyed. So they had to retreat here.
So the Dragoons are servants of Fixius.
Yes. The Dragoons serve Pixies.
So you tell me Lady Vel is a supporter of Fixius?
I don't think... It's one of those where it's not... But she knows that these are good people, and that they need to get out so that they don't get hurt. That was her words that she told me. To get these people out and to move to the lane.
So they're obviously giving the Baron a hard time. Correct? That part, the Baron says these guys have been really giving him a problem. So what if they don't want to leave and they want to remove the Baron?
And we'll just find a new Baron.
Calm down, mate. We're not there quite yet. So, the Dragoons have done nothing to the Baron but exist. Baron doesn't. He's a sketchy fellow. I know from previous experience. But he tried to turn me away from Lady Vel herself. And he tried to make me turn to virtue. So the Baron is not who you think he is. So, as Lady Vel's daughter, I am here to do her bidding that she can. So, she told me that I need, along with you, all of you, that we need to move these Dragoons to a lane. Since we are already going to a lane. But we still have to fulfill the promise. Because she looked at Vaughn and said, because you need to get married. And unable to do that, you had to fulfill your promise.
Yes, that's where I was
And-
kind of, after I got the information filled in. That's what I was going to do before I even knew the information. That's what I was going to say. We need to get these people out, find a way to be able to convince the Baron that they're gone or dead or whatever, and if need be, if after future-wise, after everything's established and everything goes, the puzzle pieces go into place, the Dragoons can come back in a peaceful manner after that, because they won't. I don't think after the Baron's absence, or a new Baron's established, or whatever the case is for the future, that it could be beneficial, or it could be, if we try to kill them, it could be a bad choice.
I like what you're saying.
Also, there is one other thing that may have gotten missed through conversation. Why the Dragoons are needed in Olay. You ready? The Knights of Virtue seemingly have returned there and have occupied a mine from the Duke Oland. And these Knights of Virtue that are established there are a ancient enemy of the Five Dragons, which were the order that protected the world against whatever darkness. Okay, good guys. Okay, Dragoons served as the military force for the Five Dragons. Basically, they were the foot soldiers. Okay, does that make
I
sense?
see. Okay, love you.
They weren't knights. They weren't paladins. No, they were soldiers, and they were the backbone of the military. Okay, that's what the Dragoons were, and so these Dragoons are still holding up to those traditions to this day, trying to protect their country. They're not knights.
I gotcha.
They're not heroes. They're grunts.
So Thalia was part of Kandor or Aquilonia? Thalia was part of Aquilonia, am I correct?
Thalia was part of Kandor or Aquilonia's kingdom.
Aquilonia was the capital and Kandor was the kingdom. So these Dragoons were part of Kandor, and they were here trying to restore order or keep the peace or whatever. Now my question to the group, because
Baron, let me help you glean something. The Baron is Baron to the height of Deimos, not from Kandor.
all right, so he's like an invader, actually. So next question that Tarzanster has. Is Olain part of this territory that this city of Thalia is in? Or is it is it going back to where this Baron came from?
The Baron came from Deimos. Olain is in Deimos.
So basically, the people that are here, the Dragoons that are here, you're going to try to convince them to leave where they are from to go elsewhere and give up this territory and let it just go as it may.
It's not completely giving it up, mate.
Well,
For the time being, let's just say that.
like I said, it will be interesting to see how this dinner goes with this captain of the Dragoons, because I will tell you, it's going to be totally dependent on how we approach him and the way you do this. Because if I was the captain and not just met us, I would not be too thrilled about feigning my death and having my body laying around and all this other stuff that we have.
Especially, he'll have his guard up like crazy, because I have to agree. Especially, probably word got around that, these guys are with the Baron.
I may offer you a little bit of help there too. Have anyone seen the moon's weird activities lately?
Oh yeah.
Everyone says it's a sign of the return of Birch. Birch, very bad person, and if this or God. And if these knights of virtue have returned and have interest in that mine in Olane, there may be a reason.
Then, yeah.
Why. Maybe that's a way of convincing them, and that might very well be the reason why. And who no Lady Vel has actually seen, but she is a divination wizard after all. Are we doing that? Because I can do that too. I have like boxes and boxes. I have a box I haven't even opened yet. That came the other day.
No, I saw what Dean was looking at, and I saw it at the store, and I didn't buy it. I just want his opinion on it, but I didn't want to make it a thing, so I messaged him and I just held up the stuff that I was dealing with over here. So
Yeah. We were side nerding it while we're nerding it out.
So, all right. Tarz is like, listen, I've been thrust into your group. I've been as big of a help as I can be. I don't know any of these people. I only know them by what I know about the few of you that I've interacted with. And so far, all of you seem like honorable people. So I can only go based on my companions and the people I'm working with. So I will follow your lead, but I just wanted to make sure that I was on the right page, understanding what was going on, because what was said in public and what we're doing seems to be a little different than what was said. And I just wanted to make sure I knew what the focus was moving forward.
So,
as you said, okay, go ahead.
can everyone see that on the map on Roll20? Everyone that's in there, Jesse, Chris, and Nar.
Hang on. I can share that. Hang on 1 second. There you go. Does that help?
Certainly.
Where do you want us to be? Well, we're right there.
Where you are as far as you have a lot of tabs open, Chris.
Yeah.
And you are lagging so hard.
I'll shut some of these down. Hang on 1 second.
While he's doing that, do we all agree that this dinner has to run smoothly?
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Very true.
Sorry about that. Is that better?
Sadly, no. Now it is. It's you have to be on it. That's why. That's
the only one that's up there is my
background.
D&D Beyond. Yeah, that's
other why
tab.
it was glitching.
Oh,
That's where it's because of it in the background. It goes all like. So if you're looking at it, then it's the focal point of the stuff, and then it's streamed better. That's all.
Oh.
So thank you for bringing that up. But you can see right there where it says Godum's Gourd, which is a tavern far from the lighthouse. They say that this particular tavern, I believe that we talked about it early on in the campaign. You guys arrived to follow. This is where a lot of the clergy from the Church of Godum would come from. Anyway, you see 3 fully armed and armored soldiers leave there and start approaching the lighthouse. You can stop sharing that now.
okay. Okay.
So, anyway, they look at you, the group of you, and one of them speaks up. Ho, you have business here at the lighthouse?
What did he say? Sorry, you broke up a little bit to me.
Sorry. He says, Ho, you have business here at the lighthouse? He asks the group
Tars
of
is
you.
like,
He
we
is.
were invited.
And if we do,
I am a guest of the lighthouse keeper as well.
that's so. What's her name?
You me?
Hmm?
You doubt me?
I don't know, mate. I just learned not to trust people.
I've learned not to trust people either.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my name is Gert Stoneshaft. May I have your name?
You wish you can call me Stan.
All right.
Nice to meet you, Stan.
I'll ask again. What is her name?
You give me yours last, and I'll give you mine.
Well, we're having a shield of a time here, so why don't you just give us your name?
I think I know of. I think I've heard you before, Girth. You first mate of some ship, Greasy Roger, I believe it's called.
That is correct.
Yeah, I've had my eye on them. Actually, I think I've seen you all before. Yes, through that storm. You've been making friends with the apothecary there. Be careful. Speaks with shadow figures. Hard to say. They've breached in. Oh, forgive me. They called me Griffin. Sorry for being stench. You really can't trust too many people nowadays. These are my dragons.
I'm Tarzan,
He
Sir Griffin.
points
Nice
to
to meet you.
fully armed men that are behind him. Yes, and Darth says to meet you as well. He looks over. You must be Captain Vaughn.
Yes, Captain Von DeVento of the Greasy Roger.
Greasy Roger.
Pleasure to meet you
What
finally.
a name.
He looks over to you, Gracie or Elvira. Says, but I don't think I know you.
My name is Elvira, if you must know, and I'm one of Lady Belle's daughters. So be careful.
A daughter of Lady Belle. I've heard tell Lady Belle before. They say that she knows much. And some say she talks to, well, cohorts with all sorts of demon creatures of darkness in order to get her information. I'd be wary of anyone that was in her company. You fellas aren't in her company, are you?
As in fact, we are. We work for her.
Then Elvira kind of gets a little more aggressive and takes a step forward. Are you calling me a demon?
Wow. So,
Oh no, miss, not at all. I dare not. I know the like of you. You're a half breed.
Yeah.
A chief. Some say often a concubine. You're no concubine, are
If I was, what are you gonna do about it?
you? I definitely stand clear.
so, Tars is like, okay. So, my companions have interactions and business dealings with this Lady Bell person. I just recently met her. I don't work for her. I can tell you that we're here on non we're not here to start a fight or create any type of ill will or any type of problem with you. If you were the one we're here to meet to have a meal with the priestess at the tower at the lighthouse, how we go in so we can have a conversation. And I think my companions have a, for lack of a better
Proposition that
term,
can
proposal
you
to make
and us.
for you that could be to your betterment. And in the meantime, standing out here in front of all of whoever could pass by is probably not the best place to have this conversation. And it looks like it was beginning to get going in the wrong direction. So I do apologize for my overzealous and touchy friend, but as you're aware, things are a little dicey and you never know what to expect. So calm things down and go in and speak with the Lady Aphixius and have this meal that we're here for.
Do I notice any symbols on
Have a
their
grand
armor?
old time.
Sorry, I think that was both of you at the same time.
Sorry.
I was asking if there's any symbols on their armor.
Yes, you see what looks like a dragon.
So
A dragon made of gold, a gold embroidered dragon. If
So-
you would like to roll a history check, you can.
I was actually speaking directly toward Griffin. I get the feeling he kind of ignored me.
Griffin. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to pull some.
Okay.
Sorry.
You okay?
I got
So yeah. Let us tire then. I did have for dinner with my friend. Hopefully, she's made enough for everyone. And so we'll say the lot of you retire upstairs. Is there any particular manner in which you guys would like to head up?
Well, we was given that password for the door.
Say that.
Not to cut anybody off, but to show that we mean you no harm, Griffin. I'm gonna walk up to the lighthouse door. I'm gonna knock on it 3 times and say, "Let the light of Fixius guide you."
Can I help you?
The door opens and you see your friendly light there behind the door. Oh, I see you've met Griffin. How wonderful.
That's Rip.
this.
Yeah, I start working my way up to get ready because I feel that we should be able to be on positive terms before going to dinner because I feel
Right.
eating on an angry stomach is not good eating.
She as you guys, as he knocks on the door opens, and the lighthouse keeper's behind. She warmly opens the door or warmly greets you. Says, "Oh, I see you met Riffin. Yes, friendly terms are definitely a good thing to be on. You're right, Captain. Let us go upstairs and break bread." And so she leads the group of you up the stairs. And as you make your way up, you find that the um, room that you previously were in yesterday has been reorganized in order to accommodate a large amount of people. Um, uh, and so you all take seats and been set out. Some are like crates and boxes that have been made up to be makeshift chairs and so forth. But you will find that a couple of trays of are also set out. She says, "Help yourself to whatever you like, and have a seat. We have much to discuss." You see Griffin look at her and say, "What have you been up to, woman?" She says, "Well, I've been talking, and like I said before, there's some things that must be done, and perhaps making allies is not such a bad idea. You may be able to finally um, be rid of this Baron. Get your chance. Just hear them." Says, "I've mended your shield. You are prepared once again. Now, listen to them and let them tell you their plan, how to deal with this Baron." "All right," he says. He looks over at you all. "What will you have me do?"
So I'm gonna speak up, and I was gonna say, for one, I would like to apologize for earlier. I'm a bit touchy with new people, but we're not here for apologies. We're here for planning. So, as you know, I'm one of Lady Bell's daughters, and she told me that you are not safe here. And if you like your dragoons, you would move them to a lane. But in able to rid yourself, as Helen said, of the Baron, you must make your
Chris, I'm gonna need you to get a push to talk or something, bud. Please continue.
But if you want to rid yourself from this Baron, you must fake your death. But fear not, we're not actually going to kill you. Lady Bell gave me a spell of feign death to fake your death. While you're faking your death, my other crewmates are gonna put your dragoons onto our ship. So when we make your escape, you can run directly to the ship and we can sail off. Now let's take you.
I'm going to look over at the captain and go, "Captain, yesterday, this is what I tried to tell you." Captain Vaughn, yesterday, this is what I tried to tell you, but you took it as a joke and brushed me off.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the it's a I would say a 70-30 plan.
So let me get this straight. You want me to pack my dragoons aboard your ship and then lay on your board so you can present me to your Baron. Why?
Well, because the mines in Olaine are going to be filled with virtue followers. And knowing you, y'all are the light of Fixius, are you not?
I am.
Well, you don't necessarily like darkness, do you? So, we are, let's just say, killing multiple birds with one stone. You fake your death to get the Baron off your tail. Points at Captain Vaughn. This man right here is gonna marry the daughter of the Baron. Because that's the main goal right here. The third, you take out those virtue followers. And everyone's happy. You're safe. The Baron will be gone. So win-win.
Pardon my intrusion, Elvira, but
There it is.
you're missing one key information about this. Captain Griffin, when you're presented to the Baron, that's when Captain Vaughn, we're going to see if we can get you to marry the daughter. As we're leaving, Captain Griffin, you may slay the Baron.
Now, I will say two things. One, his name is Griffin, but because you guys been calling him Griffin, I think I like Griffin better. So we're just going to keep it Captain Griffin. Captain Griffin.
Yeah, I've seen too much Berserk to know how Griffin is, so I don't know about that.
I say, and two, he shakes his head and he says, "So there it is. You guys want me to do your dirty work for me."
Well,
Interesting.
if the Baron is causing more problems than good for the Dragoons, wouldn't it be in your best interest to take him out, therefore causing no more turmoil, and in his death, with the Captain Vaughn marrying the daughter, that would present him as the new Baron.
You're also missing another key importance as well, Brandon. What did you find out that he is a worshiper of?
Yes, the Baron is a worshipper of virtue.
Yep.
So, you can play a virtue worshipper while faking your own death. Is that not exciting?
You're
But
certain. You're certain that he worships virtue.
I really want
I
to
am
talk with my
certain.
crew in private for a second, because there is one little problem that I see that could affect the future, possibly. Are we going to just... So I'll save it for later. We can finish up this right now, but I want to have a conversation with him after dinner.
No. Let's lay our cards on the table. We're all in the
Well, my
negotiation
thing is,
phase.
yep.
So,
The thing is
so
if he kills the Baron, what is that going to put on the daughter? The daughter will want to seek revenge. I know my kids, or, I know with any story, it's not like she has a quarrel or a problem with her dad. So if she sees or hears about the Baron or the Dragoons killing her dad, she would want to take revenge and not want them back into the kingdom, which puts me between a rock and a hard place, or the future of what we're doing in a rock and a hard place.
All right, calm her down there. The thing is not to burst any bubbles. But you're kind of right.
Exactly, yeah.
Him slaying it himself. Now, Lady Val personally told me that points at Griffin, all you have to do is fake your death, and we can get you out of there. Along with your other members. Lady Vel personally said she will deal with the Baron herself. So, there will be no hard feelings between the daughter and Vaughn.
Yeah, we're
They can
thinking
live
about
a happy
now.
married life.
I'm thinking about what's the future.
So
Go ahead, Chris.
I was under the impression that we were just trying to get Captain Griffin and his men to accompany us to Orlane to take care of a problem there, to remove him from this environment. So whatever is going to happen here, his people won't be in the middle of it. That was the impression I was under. I didn't think we were actually trying to ourselves murder the Baron.
Okay.
Yeah,
We are not murdering the Baron. Lady Vel already
Right.
has
I'm really
plans
not
set.
down. Just clear the air. I'm not really down for murdering anyone, to be honest.
Pause. You're such a pain in my rump.
So here's
Yeah.
the only flaw I see in the plan, to be honest with you. We are the ones that are going to be bringing the quote-unquote captain dead. The captain mysteriously comes back alive. What's the old saying? Witnesses? Or is it going to happen at night? Or what's going to go on? I'm just thinking about everything that's going on, you know?
Well,
So
it
let
won't
me
spread.
let me say something. Captain Griffin says, if you don't mind, I'll just weigh in on all this. Let's say I do. I agree. I can't give you all my dragons. I must leave some here to protect the lands here. I myself will return. But if you are supporters of Vixius, or allies at least, if you are against virtue and against the Baron and against all of that stands for, and this fair lady, pointing to the lighthouse keeper, says she believes you, I will help you, but I'll ask for something else in return.
And what's that?
Well, my dragoons. They if we help you in removing the Baron, will you make the dragoons no longer who then becomes, seating here? Of course, that would sounds like the daughter of the Baron, and that means wed to you, which means you may have some say. Well, dragoons are no longer criminals.
How about a temple?
How are you going to swing your daughter to agreeing to vindicate the very group responsible for killing her father? If you
That's
can
where I
help
think
me
we
with
need-
that, I'll help.
Yeah.
Well, as I said before, and I point to everyone in the room, all of us are not going to kill the Baron. Lady Bill instructed me to bring you to look dead so that we can ship you to Orlane. And while we are away in Orlane, and he's happily married, Lady Vel is going to work things out herself.
Okay, that's okay. Because you originally had the zombie or the captain doing the killing.
I would gladly do so as well, given the opportunity. Still, you are muted, Chris. Go ahead.
I was saying, no, Gert is the one that said that he would be killing the
Okay.
Baron,
Gotcha.
not Elvira. So they got, yeah.
Gotcha. That's where it clashed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no big deal on that one, you know.
And well, that was also because that was the actual information that was given out, so the captain would be be given his opportunity to kill the Baron.
Yeah.
And he said he gladly would. So he's at least inclined to do that much. The only thing is can you guarantee and how make that guarantee that if you become in power in Thalia, how are you going to convince her to vindicate them?
My vindication, well, to prevent that vindication, is let Lady Val do her thing and let the Dragoons have their peace for a while, and then we will dedicate a shrine or a temple or something like that, and then bring them back.
So you're
As
just
long as
asking
they,
to trust you.
yeah. And my thing is on that one is I feel that if we have the Dragoon Captain Griffin kill, which I know you would love to kill. I know you would love to kill him, especially for all evil that he is. I just feel that it will make it harder for them to accept you back into Thalia.
Tars is like,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm new here. But from the information that I've gathered and garnered, it seems to me that the Baron is from the area where Orlane is, correct? He's from that other place, and he's usurped power here. At least that's the way it was explained. Then Griffin, you and your people are from here, and we're protectors of this land. Am I correct? So, and Lady Vel is from a territory across the ocean somewhere else in the other direction. Is that also correct? I'm just making sure I'm putting all these pieces together properly. So my question then is, I'm just trying to figure out
I know what your mindset's going to. That's what I'm feeling. I think I know where your mindset's going to. My thing on that one is it cannot happen instantaneous for getting rid of somebody like that. I don't feel it will happen instantaneous. I think that it should either be like natural, not natural, but more of like, oh my goodness, he's got a sickness and he just dies. Because
you're on a different wavelength than where I'm at here, Captain. I was in the. I understood that Lady Vel was trying to organize a coupling between you and the Baron's daughter for her own political purposes, because you are either in her employ or some sort of an officer or a noble there. So I could see the whole Lady Vel aspect here.
But we're playing on a two-sided coin, as in we need to make sure these guys, the Dragoons, if we want to play it right, because they can just run, or we can just, we've got to be able to make a balance between it both.
Well, Elvira says, Tars is speaking out loud at the table. Tars is like,
I know.
Elvira has put forth that we move Griffin and his people to this other continent to deal with something in this other city called Orlane, which is where you have to drop off whatever cargo it is that you have on your ship.
Yes, exactly. I understand that. Okay. But if he's a lord over there.
Then Griffin here has mentioned that he wasn't prepared to move all of his men because he had to leave his men here to safeguard the people that were here from the ill issues that are in power here. So I look at Griffin and I'm like, are you prepared to come to Olane with us and leave this city, even if you leave part of your men behind?
Perhaps. Yeah. I think that's a possibility, he says. For now, it sounds like I'll be remaining here because I have to do the deed with the Baron while you guys are far away, so you guys can't be pinned as suspects.
I think actually what they're talking about is that you and all of us leave, and Elvira's adopted mother deals with the overthrowing of this here government while we are all gone. And then you nor us would have anything to do with it.
Bingo. Finally,
But-
someone gets it.
But
Alright.
I can play. I'll just keep my other thoughts to myself at the moment.
So, how will you get me aboard the ship once you've brought me to the Baron being dead?
As I was trying to say, and I point to the crew members, one of you knows someone that's very well good with the back hallway, if you know what I mean.
With the back.
Short.
So we can sneak them.
He's talking about the guy that you bought the fairy weed from that told you about the secret passages to the
Yep.
servants' pathways through the Baron's mansion.
Yeah, but what if the Baron has ill will desecrating his body or wanting to do something with his body?
I personally think that taking Griffin in a state of feigned death to the Baron is a horrible idea. That's my
worshiping the god of death or whatever it is. What if they have weird rituals?
I just see there's no way at all that we can safeguard and guarantee that he ever wakes up again.
Do you doubt my mother?
Has
And do
nothing
you
to do
doubt
with
your
doubting.
employer, Lady Bell?
Has nothing to do with doubting. We just don't know the other party and their agenda. Unless you do, and you haven't informed us yet.
Yeah, Elvira, no disrespect intended. Lady Bell seems quite adequate at taking care of things, but we're going to hand his body over to the Baron for approval. What if the Baron decides, oh, cool, Chop, I'll keep the head as a trophy. Thank you. You guys have done me a great service.
Well, that's when Garrett's going to interject. Well, that's when he is able to do the deed himself, therefore saving himself and saving the people. After Captain Von DeVento here marries the daughter, therefore making him the new Baron of this place, knowing that he's going to run it, and he knows the Dragoons now are not evil as everybody likes to say they are.
So,
I'll talk to Lady Bell tonight.
So you know that when you cast feign death on someone, they're actually in a state of what appears to be dead and unconscious. They're not in a position where they can just hop right up. They're technically out. They're not going to eat. He would be at the mercy of whoever has his body at that point.
I'll handle that.
And that's why Lady Bell will be present with them.
I'll say, no offense, Griffin. I'll say I want to do some necromantic studies. And in that moment...
There we go.
I will
that.
take his body, and when he is able, or if not, I will carry him to the ship if I have to.
Nah, I got crewmen that can do that.
There is another option, he says.
And what is that?
Fake body and illusion.
Instead of using a spell to make me appear to be dead, you could make someone that's dead appear to be me.
Yeah.
Well,
that would be a whole lot better.
it's a risky move, but I do have this ring that I can change into people. And then as she says that, she like copies Griffin's look. I can pose as you, and I can be presumed dead.
I got the same ring too. So does Gert. I pop my ring on and show that I turned into you.
As do I. I pop my ring on and I appear to be Captain Vaughn.
But the
Well,
thing
you
is,
all are full of tricks, aren't you? You all are full of tricks, he says.
and then Elvira turns back to her normal self. But preferably, let's not do the rings if we have to, because, like mentioned, he has business to attend to with another lady. So he definitely
Does
has to be himself.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt. I apologize. And I'm saying this to the group. Does the Baron know what the Dragoon leader looks like?
I don't believe he does.
We've met a few times.
Okay, so he does. So is there... What if we, I don't know, find somebody and... You remember the situation... Hey, Garrett, you remember the situation with, the... What was that other... Was it like a duke or a lord or something like that where we... Like... I'm thinking of something totally different. Ignore me. I apologize for that.
Oh,
What
you
if
mean
we-
when we had to stop the carriage with that high person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
remember
got
that.
right. Yep. You F up the freaking you can make the rough up the head, make it look nasty, make it look gross, because we're gonna be fighting the Dragoons, man. You know, we can find somebody that's looks similar to it or something like that, and go
Well,
from there.
Captain, why would we be fighting the Dragoons?
Because we gotta kill the
if we're going
Dragoons,
to
remember?
begin to- yeah, we're going. If all that's going to happen, we're going to have to stage a fight of some sort. Well,
Yeah.
Ah,
And I got
yeah.
a fiery sword. So
I
burns
got
are
you.
very hard noticeable.
And to make this even better, I can cast my fog cloud to make the exchange of the body.
well, you guys, of course.
So we're a group. We're in a group messaging on this one. So, what is your opinion on this, Elvira? How would you think this would turn out?
To be quite honest, I think you're overcomplicating it. But that's just me.
I understand that, but the other stuff's pretty overcomplicated as well because there can be a lot that goes wrong.
As I said, if we just agree on at least the one thing of him being appeared dead, I can work out some arrangements. It's just a matter of do you trust?
Well, we just met Griffin. We kind of sort of just met you, which more trust than Griffin, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it's just that we need to establish something where it can benefit both factors. Besides the Baron, because, screw the Baron.
Well, as I said before, the Baron is very interested in necrotic things. So,
That's what I'm saying. If the Baron's into necrotic things,
That's why he'll want his body together, not
no, it
severed.
has nothing to do with severing. It has to do with making the face look ugly as hell. I never said anything about severing. I said a fight where there's like beaten up, swollen bodies.
But then what about those dragoons? How are we gonna get them out?
That's the easy part. You just get the dragoons that are wanting to come to go on the ship late at night, find ways, pay people. They didn't see a thing.
Captain Alvaro, if
Or
I
have
may
them dress as
interject,
casuals.
if I may interject here, I do have fog cloud, as I said before.
I mean, you don't have to get them to walk through the middle of town to the ship. When the ship leaves the town, you can meet them up the shore and bring them aboard
They
on
can look like
a boat.
casualties. They can look like civilians.
Well,
They don't have to look like all.
Okay.
well, we could
How
send
about
a
this?
small boat off the ship, like a dinghy or whatever, a launch, to the beach up here by the lighthouse, and they could hop in there, and we could ferry them back. And if we need to go back and forth a couple times, I can easily assist getting a boat in and out quickly.
Exactly. He's a water mage, or a water elf, so he's got the magic.
So we don't have to necessarily parade any of them through the town to the docks where the ship is. In fact, a better plan would be to do it outside of town where nobody in the town sees that there even anyone coming on our ship that isn't people that were on the ship to begin with. Because the whole plan is secrecy. The issue is your plan of having the Captain Griffin here feigning his death as we bring him in, and then or somehow agreed to allow to take the body after we're done going, hey, here he is, boom, weekend at Bernie style, and walk off with him. So I think that's the part of the plan that we need to figure out how we can make sure that whether it's Griffin or you or somebody else, that we're taking the body after we check in with the Baron.
I just want to officially vote for Bernie style.
Yeah.
Well, the townspeople are going to be distracted because there's going to be a royal wedding going on. While they are distracted, that's when we get the dragoons to go on the outskirts of town and sneak into the ship. Because everyone's going to be distracted by Vaughn over here marrying the Baron's daughter.
So the Baron did say that he would allow Vaughn to marry his daughter if Captain Vaughn could get rid of the dragoons. Now, I would imagine that there would be some planning and some event set up. It would probably not be all like Captain Griffin's dead. We bring him in. Aha! Now there's a wedding. There had to be some kind of time in between. There has to be some setup time.
Yeah, while we're at the wedding, the Knights of Virtue are dissecting his body because they're like, or desecrating his body due to him being they know who he is and what his cause is. That's
Captain Vaughn do you have a timetable for this wedding yet? Has there been a date set?
That's the women's job.
And so basically you have the promise.
Kidding. We have the promise.
You have the promise of her hand based on the removal of the captain and the dragoons.
Well, the dragoons, correct. The dragoons.
At that point is a matter of figuring out when, and it might be after we come back from Elaine sometime.
We could pull the whole little, we're getting ready to set sail, and I'd like to do this before. Pull that. We could do that.
Or you take her with us.
Maybe you don't have to kill the Baron right away.
That's what I was saying at the very
I mean,
get-go.
I don't think we're actually
Maybe
killing.
time
We're not
passing.
going to kill the bear.
That's why
Hell no,
Lady
we're not.
Bell said she was going to take care of it.
That's why
Yeah.
with the whole,
I will talk to Mother tonight about how to get Griffin's escape arranged.
So really, all you need now is either that is a plan of how to get Griffin out, or you just need
Yep.
a dead body that you can make.
Well, the thing is yeah. Yes, agreed.
Dress him up in Dragoon clothes, like Captain Vaughn said, and mess up his face to where he can't be identified. Say, "Here's your captain." That's a
Yeah,
possibility.
the shield. He's gonna have to sacrifice his shield, but we could find a way to be able to get back in. I'm pretty good at stealing stuff, and I'm not even a rogue.
Fine. We'll do the fake body your way. But the thing is where we're going to get the body.
Well,
No, there's plenty to choose from.
Unless any of you know a cemetery around.
it's got to be fresh, he says.
Well, I know where some fresh bodies are up at a mine.
Well, wouldn't it seem odd if we drag a body all the way
I'll
to the
leave.
mine?
He says, "I'll leave those details to you."
Yep,
And
I was waiting for that.
he excuses himself. So Captain Griffin and his soldiers they leave the lighthouse.
Have we even eaten yet?
Yeah, we'll say that you guys ate over dinner over this whole conversation.
What do we have for dinner? What do we have for dinner? I want to know.
Porridge and bread,
Sounds good. What's drink? Ale?
water.
Dang it. Okay.
It's a priestess. She's kind of cheap.
I gotcha. Okay.
So, Griffin does agree, right?
Yeah, he agrees to your plan. Okay.
Kinda.
We're keeping a shield then.
He gets to battle his carry on the traditions of going to war against these knights of virtue. The Baron falls, and the Dragoons are eventually hailed as heroes. All pretty good. Pretty good deal for him. So, yeah, he accepts.
Cool.
What's it you can deliver?
Okay. So the agreement is made. So now, we just have to put it in action. But for now, y'all are probably tired. So, you go rest. I'll go talk to Mom. Sound like a plan?
We need to find a fresh
That works for
body.
me. Sorry, he says that works for me, and he ends up.
Pat,
Let me switch devices.
okay.
And as for the body, don't worry about it. I can probably arrange some things for that as well.
Okay. So the Captain Griffin, he leaves as long as you guys are done.
So, Tars leans over to the Captain Vaughn and tells him, I'm going to go see a friend over at the apothecary. Need to have a little one-on-one conversation to get my bearings on some things. I'll check back in with you after I'm done.
That will be perfectly fine. If you get any information or find out anything, just let me know.
Oh, I will.
Tell her I said hi.
I will do so. And Tars excuses himself from the lighthouse.
And before Tars leaves, Elvira's gonna be like, "Oh, and Tars, tell my sister I said hi."
Oh, your sister, you said what?
That I said hi.
Oh, of course. I will tell your sister you said hello. And I will see all of you back at the White Crab. Yes? Are we meeting back here at the lighthouse?
Let's meet on the
Where?
ship.
The ship. Fine with
Yep,
me.
we'll meet on the ship.
I head to Moonbeam's
Yeah, with
place.
all this going down, I trust the White Crab, but I would rather have plans and information on a place that I can trust, a grounds or ship that I can trust.
Okay, so you make your way over to the apothecary there at Fault. There, you walk in and you see, as you would expect, this Moonbeam. She is packing some things in what appears to be bags. She looks up and to see you enter, and a smile comes on her face. Oh, Tarsinster, what a lovely surprise. What can I do for you?
Tars kind of looks around the room, seeing if there's any other patrons in the shop at the moment, or if it's close to closing time, because we did just have a meal. I don't know how late it is, or I'm like, need to have a conversation. And
you see that the establishment is empty of any other customer other than you, but there are some people milling around in the back that you're familiar with them.
so, can we? I need to have I need to ask you some questions, and it'd be better on a little more private spot if you have the time to entertain some questions.
Certainly, please follow me. And she walks into the back. Now, you've never been down in the back of the store before. You start making your way down. Of course, you're overcome with different aromas from different flowers that bloom in the back, and you see people that are clipping their blooms, and some that are mincing them down, and others that are using a pedestal and mortar, whatever, processing ingredients. She walks back into a room set off in the back, a number of rooms, and she opens it up, and you can see that it's a bedroom. She
Brown
walks in.
chicken,
She
brown
says,
cow.
she walks in and invites you to join her.
I go in.
You can see that the wardrobe is pulled open, and that you can see that bags are already filled and ready to be taken out. She seems to be ready to go on a trip. I wonder where she's going.
So, are you going to Elaine?
Yes, don't be silly. You know that
Okay.
we're going to Elaine together.
We had already had that conversation last session when Dean wasn't here. So I have.
Sorry, I said that ironically.
Yeah. So oh, you and I have had conversations where you have hinted at some situations where your adopted mother is concerned, and the ship I'm on and the crew, and now your half sister and this mission that we're on in town. Are Are you aware of
The
is it safe?
incentive of replacing the Duke in Fallout with someone that my mother can better control. Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, then is it safe to speak in here?
You are Eddie. You should feel at ease.
So I have like a very bad feeling about the events that are about to transpire. Like very bad. Like we're talking about staging the death of a man to then escort him and his people out of town while a coup takes place while we're gone. So that the captain of a merchant vessel can marry the daughter of a noble and become the de facto puppet leader of this town.
A couple of details may be left out. The captain is an official noble with title, deceased by my mother. He is actually aboard one of the royal fleet, as I understand.
Oh.
And yes, you are correct. You are very correct. It is a very difficult situation.
So what has been brought to our attention is that this man and his men are more virtuous and upstanding than the people that are here and in the Baron's employ. And
And yes. The Dragoons, they consider themselves freedom fighters. They
and
fight.
your sister says hello, by the way. And she has a fixation with necromancy.
Yes, all of us have our own particular talents, each intriguing in their own way, intriguing to Mother.
So the question I have is about this Captain Griffin.
Yes.
Is he actually going to Olaine to help fight this insurgents? Or is it just a way to get him out of the way where he could be dealt with easier?
From what I've been told, there are dark forces that have returned. From what I understand, my mother once served these very dark forces. There was a time where she sought redemption and the light. She became a hero to the people to fight against forces that still exist to this day. Those forces have gained in power. This Baron is in service to those very same forces. The Knights of Virtue, unfortunately, have gained power as most believe them to be forgotten. We all worried about the return of Virtue, but we did not realize that he had already been returned. All too late. So yes, if the captain of these Dragoons makes his way to Olaine, I do believe that there's a possibility that he could, if judgment is correct on your part and that of your captain as well, could be a thorn in the side of these Knights of Virtue.
So then, I have a question. You seem to be a little more reasonable in thought process, which is why we get along. I don't think we necessarily have to supply a body to the Baron. I think we can just make it where we ran them out of town, or we're chasing them out of town. Maybe we have them steal a ship, and it's just so that only the Greasy Roger is the ship that can chase them down and take care of them. And we can send a raven or a crow or whatever back, or a message to say, mission accomplished, we've sank them and their bodies are lost at sea.
I wonder if that will still earn your captain the valued hand he seeks.
I just see too many problems with the fact of taking the man's body in a feigned death position, or one of us disguised as him, or another body. A dead body disguised as him would be the best possible deal, and just leave it there and let them do what they want with it. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have a readily available fresh dead body. So anyway, I came by to see how you were doing, to ask you the few questions, because it's just, there's so many different, began to question this exact situation as to exactly what we were doing and why.
Do you need one?
What?
A dead body.
Do you have a dead body?
I may know how to get one.
Well, okay. I was like, wait. If you know how to get a dead body, can't believe I'm asking for a dead body. But Tars is generally a good person. Yeah, I would hate to be the person that got somebody killed just to stage this. That would be bad. But if there's someone that's already dead, recently dead, as a man or of male descent, and we can doctor the body up, that would make a lot of things less complicated.
No, I don't deal with dead bodies myself, of course. But the coroner, they have cadavers, and I'm good friends with the coroner. I provide him with certain alchemicals and reagents. And from time to time, I may help him make bodies disappear. Sometimes there are certain benefits to processing that, I don't want to get into it with you. It's all very, but just know that yes, if you need a body, I can probably get you one.
That would be very helpful. And then, are you accompanying us on the Greasy Roger, or are you going by other means?
Oh no, I will be going with you, of course.
Excellent.
I hope
All
that
right.
your cabin has room for all of my stuff. We'll of course be bunking together, of course, to
Damn
save
women.
space. No doubt.
I think I travel pretty light, so you can use as much of the cabin as you need.
Yes, and so where will you be sleeping? You will, of course, have another cabin or bunking with a mate. After all, we are not married, are we? And you will make an honest woman of me, won't you, Tarzanster?
Oh, well.
Yeah, Tarzan, would you?
Where I come from, that's generally the gentleman that does the asking. But We definitely need to have some conversations about that. In the meantime,
Double wedding, double wedding, double wedding.
that's funny.
Don't be that guy that proposes at a wedding.
No, marriage is far off my companion. We elves, we understand
We have
how
plenty of
long
time.
life truly is, but the beginning of our journey, no doubt.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about it. I am open to it. I need to decide if I'm going to make Thalia my home or if I'm trying to return to where I came from. The
And
look on my face and then was like, "Oh, did you?"
if you truly are intent on returning to where you came from, it's possible, regrettably, that I may be able to help.
Regrettably, oh, I get it, because you would rather me stay. Like I said, at this point, I have not yet fully decided, and it's been quite some time. We can talk about this later. I
I
have some
cannot
things-
personally aid you in the endeavor. I can only point you in the right direction.
if I could find out that the situation I left under was not the best. There had been a problem at my with the settlement I'm from. If I could look in on it and see that certain things had returned to some sense of normality and things were in a state of repair, then I'd be in a better place to put roots down here. But it's something we can talk about later. At the moment, I think getting on the ship and out of Thalia is probably the first order of business. Been in this particular place almost too long. But anyway,
She says, I agree. You should help me pack. And from there, we're going to go to the ship. Okay. So what are the rest of you guys doing off gallivanting with his girlfriend?
So, I know that Elvira is gonna thank Helen for the meal, and then head to Lady Bell to inform her of what happened.
And anyone else?
I'm gonna polish off my porridge and drink my water. Thank her for the meal, and it's been a pleasure. Head back to the ship, make sure everything is going to acquainted on what I'm needing, and making sure the crew's kind of prepared for, everything that's going to be going on, since we're going to be traveling with a whole bunch of, kind of informing the crew on the possible plan that's going to be happening. Not just be like, surprise, here's some more random people we got to feed. And then also,
and what about you, Kurt? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Mine was just going to be plain and simple. After I get done doing that, make arrangements for like the local people, get extra preserved foods, extra preserved drinks and stuff like that. Just so I know that they're taking my guys aren't going to be short food.
Good call.
I'll be heading to the ship with the captain, just to make sure that everything is, like you said, tip-top shape. And if the captain needs to step away, I can presume as normal.
All right, so you and the captain set off to make preparations. Meanwhile, Elvira, you're heading back to Bear's Mansion. You make your way, of course, back in and slip by to avoid conversation. You make your way down the hallway you've been many times and knocked on the. You were given entry. You make your way in, and of course, there. Uh, she seems to be looking over a orb, a crystal orb. Seems to be entranced into a spell as you walk in. You, of course, patiently for her to finish, close the door behind you. She then uh, turns her gaze away from the crystal ball, her eyes glowing, then return back to the red. Ah, Elvira, how might I help?
I'm doing all right, Mom. How about you?
Very well seeing you, my dear. What news?
What'd you say?
What news, dear?
Well, we have met with the Dragoon captain, and he has agreed. But there is a bit of a wrench in the plan. The men don't
Wrench.
like the idea of using the scroll you gave me of faint death. Instead, they want to use a dead body and just beat it to a pulp and present it to the Baron.
You boy. Sorry. All right. Boys will be boys, of course. Um, maybe simpler is better. But perhaps I may be able to help to make sure the endeavor goes according to plan. She she says, do you want to keep the scroll or trade it in for something different, perhaps? No, keep that, she says. And she rustles around in a bag and reads a couple of different seals and finds one and produces and says, here, this is a spell that is very difficult for most mages. It's much more potent than that of feigned death. This is true polymorph.
And what is the spell, Mom?
Oh, sorry, true polymorph. So, you can turn whatever into whatever, and it's going to be whatever. You know, that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. So, if you can use this, basically the spell changes one person thing into another thing, person, whatever. Okay. For changing a dead body into the captain.
Or will it work on an animal to make it look like a human?
My dear, it would work on a chair.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mom. But before I leave, how do you feel about Todd Sinster? He seems like an
I guess it's time we had this conversation. Tarsister is an interesting gentleman. And the time you met him, what is your impression of him?
Sometimes he can be quite a thorn in my side. But He's smart, but I don't think he likes to get his hands dirty.
No good mage does.
He's been going to the apothecary a lot. Do you know why?
Stricken and fancy. Another German can't gaze at me.
And if I do recall, he seemed quite keen on moving.
I asked her to keep him close. He has had an interesting story. Our sister traveled from one world to another, into the domains of dread and back again. Not many have even know what the domains of dread are. There are many worlds out there, many versions of this one and of others. Our sister comes from worlds similar to ours, but far different in many other aspects. There have been many other travelers from distant worlds brought here by a particular god of grace in ages past. I'm curious whether or not Tarzan's also have been brought here by the same means. And if that's true, then that means Brahm's influence is not completely subsided. Perhaps he's not even as we foresee. I cannot see him. I have tried. If the god of chaos is not contained, he is a great threat, especially if he allies himself with virtue. But those are all problems that I do not wish to trouble you with. Do make sure that you keep Tarzanster close. May no harm comes to him. I believe that if he is brought here by Necrom, the reason is yet to be revealed. And when that reason comes to the surface, well, you know how I love to know things.
I do.
Is anything else, my dear?
What did you say?
She asked if there was anything else.
Can you trust Moonbeam?
As much as I trust you.
Alright. There's us all, Mother.
Do you trust me?
To be quite honest with you, Mother, I don't.
You're wise then.
Because you raised me. That is all, Mother. Thank you. And then she proceeds.
And as you leave, I just want to say that written in there is a little bit of something. You asked her if she trusted Moonbeam. She says she trusts Moonbeam as much as she trusts. And then when you said you didn't completely trust Moonbeam, she said you were wise. That means she doesn't trust you. Just want to say that you didn't pick that up. Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
You do not trust me.
Well, do you trust me?
Of course. I told you multiple times I'd give my life for you.
And would you, if I asked you to lay it down now? If I that I thirsted for life and would be sated only by your soul, would you gladly give it to me so I could live another 50 years?
That means my body and soul has served you. Then I would.
See her toying in her hand a copper coin. I'm going to ask you a question. Are you serious on top of the game? What I'm demonstrating is she's actually gleaming into your mind at this moment in time after asking you this question. If you would like to resist me, but she is trying to get into your head right now to make sure whether or not you are actually telling the truth. So I'm just going to ask you right now. You would give your soldier said, I'm hungry.
That means that I satisfy you. My life is yours.
Okay. She smiles. Well, I do. You never see. You never fail to surprise me. Loyalty is the greatest gift you could ever bestow upon me. I feel loyalty should be rewarded. For what do you want? What is it you seek? What is your greatest desire? I see that many things trouble you now. You doubt the loyalty of your sister, curious about the intentions of another. What can I do to you know, calm?
You cut out a little bit. What did you say?
Oh, so she said, I understand that you have many troubles now. You worry about the loyalty of your sister and the intentions of another. I've asked you before what you seek. Tell me, how can I help you with what troubles
I just fear her loyalty is not quite fully there, and that she will betray you. And I cannot stand for someone who you took under your wing to betray you. And if I have to myself I will do the deed as you wish. But I want to best serve you. So whatever you say, I will do.
Do you have a you're not a Hexblade Warlock, are you?
No, I'm a lunar sorcerer.
So you don't have a Hexblade. I'll make sure. What do you primarily use?
What do you mean?
What's your weapon of choice aside from magic? Do you have a like a sword, dagger, a club,
You
or
give
mace?
me Sorry. You give me a staff of defense.
A staff?
Yeah.
What kind of staff did I give you?
A staff of defense.
Oh, yeah. Staff of defense. That's a very good weapon. Protecting you is good, but sometimes you need to hurt someone. She produces a dagger and slides it across the table. It looks rather ornate, except for a ruby at its hilt. Um,
And do you wish for me to hurt someone with this?
no, but if you are correct about your actions, well, I will have you take it upon yourself to eliminate your sister, and you can use this to do so.
Do you wish for me to bring anything back of her if I do?
Now, she's not telling you right now to go kill your sister. That's not what she's telling you. Well, that's perfectly clear. Not at all what she's telling you. But
Yeah.
if you discover that she, in fact, whatever, then you can use this to do the deed. It's going to dagger of venom. Okay, I'm going to add it to your inventory.
Okay.
It's poisonous. It does additional damage, poison-wise. Agents of the Blackhead. And Captain Von DeVento, you meet with Roger and your crew, and you explain to them the influx of new bodies that may be coming aboard. So of course they assist you with gathering different supplies.
Yeah, all right, that sounds perfect on that one. How much do you think the gold would be for that, so I can deduct it from mine?
We'll say deduct 200 gold to get all your supplies.
That'll work out perfect. I just wanted to switching inventory.
And you'll be just fine. Okay. Your ship is prepared to travel. Okay.
Beautiful.
Of course, you still have the Endeavor with the Baron to wrap up. Captain Vaughn and Gert aboard your ship. You finish making your preparations and so forth. Or set off, Roger, just gather your supplies and so forth. And while you're there, the shipmaster comes in. He tells you that it was an honor to let you work on his ship for as long as he did. That he had the new cannons cast and made special. That's what took so long with getting all the preparations made. You have 16 cannons now aboard your ship.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
You also have mortars and chase cannons. Okay. You're pretty well decked out. Reinforce the hull to where you can take some more damage without having to worry so much. Of course, this reduced your cargo space, but your cargo hold was, a little bit revamped. A little bit of a map for you. I will prepare for you on roll 20 next week about the new schematic.
Okay.
It also has all like the interior and stuff like that. So below deck, a little bit something I've been working on. I haven't finished yet. I'll finish it this week.
Cool. That's
I'm
awesome.
always working on new things. Right now, I started a new series with making interiors of some taverns and stuff like that. So the next time you make your way to just like tavern, like the White Crab Inn, it's possible to have maps to incorporate with you guys being inside of them.
Yeah.
From players. So I'm working on it. You guys can,
Hey,
of
you're
course,
doing
find
awesome.
me doing that. Thank you. You guys find me doing that on behind the DM screen. I normally do that around 5 o'clock on Central Time in the afternoons. I'm going to do about an hour or so of map making. I normally don't do too long. After all, I start to go cross-eyed.
That's understandable.
But it is getting a little bit late right now. But I'll tell you what, if there's anything else anyone else wanted to do this evening before we go ahead and finish up this session, go ahead and lay that on the table and we'll get to it.
To be honest, I feel like that on my end, I've gotten everything that I needed done. The next step is just to make the plan out with the Baron. Not the Baron, but the captain to the Baron.
Okay.
I finish helping Moonbeam pack, and then we get her stuff over to the ship.
Okay.
As she comes with all of her stuff and her pack mule tars, I nudge one of the crewmen and says, "See,
Did you call
see
me
what
a
happens
pack?
when you bring." Yes, I did. I say, "See, this is why we don't allow women on the ship." In a joking manner.
You're like, yeah, I like you, Captain.
And then I'm gonna go from seeing Lady Belle to the ship to let Captain Vaughn know what I talked about.
Okay.
Oh, and then
information. Talk about what? As in, like, what are you giving me, the full information or just the base information of that new scroll you got and stuff like that?
Yeah, just the stuff you need to know.
I gotcha. I figured it. I figured as much. I see. I know.
so I come check in with you after you're done entertaining, and I let you know that I might have a lead on a body that we can use instead of using Griffin's actual body.
So did you Elvira, did she tell me about the scroll, and are you planning on using the scroll to can possibly use a chair or driftwood or whatever? For the you told me about that, correct?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you about the scroll that I got polymorph and how I can
Yeah,
practically turn anything to make you look like anything. And we can still go with the dead body just in case the Baron wants to be weird and, play around with it.
yeah. Keeping
make
it simple,
it
if
look
I
like,
get them.
yeah, we can make it look like Griffin so that, he can still have his fun and then Griffin's still alive.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying on that type of thing. In that case, yeah, we'll end up going. I look at Tars and I say, okay, if you got the lead on the body, that'll work out perfect. Elvira just ended up just let me know that she's got a polymorph scroll. If we want to use that for being able to, because in reality wise, we can use find a dead horse or even a dead body and use the polymorph spell just in case he wants to do his weird experiments.
Like I said, I might have access. I'll know soon about the possibility of an actual fresh corpse.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Do I see any moving stuff?
Any moving stuff?
Moonbeams.
Yeah, we took it all to my cabin along with her.
I was just wondering, if Elvira herself, saw any remnants of her.
I would imagine you saw her walk. Her and I walked up on the ship together. So I'm sure.
Elvira looks at Tars. Are you seriously bringing my sister?
I really didn't have an option. She told me she was coming. She's like, I'm coming. Have you ever tried to tell an elf no when they make up their mind they're doing something?
Well, of course, there's probably not an aggressive bone in your body, is there?
In mine. I could be pushed to a point. You could ask the captain. He's seen me get aggressive with enemies.
Yeah. It was kind of sketchy. Very sketchy.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Elvira, just so you know, if we get into a fight, I can definitely take care of myself. I'm not the one you have to worry about. I can definitely pull my weight when it comes to a full-on fight.
It's dirt sinking stone in water.
I'm not worried about you in a fight, love. I'm worried about you standing up for yourself against my sister. You can tell her.
I look at both of them and say, all right, children. Not on my ship.
Elvira aggressively says, "You're not my father."
Yeah, but I'm your captain on this ship. And I don't think Lady Belle would love to hear about how much of a child you're being on my ship.
All because you didn't respect me like you should.
Like respect is gained, is earned, not you gain respect. There's a phrase I'm learning. Sorry. Let me think of it. Give me a second. There's a phrase that I always use, but I can't think of it right now. You earn respect; it's not given.
That's true. Well,
to give respect, you got to give respect.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Exactly.
I'd say most life, you respect life to a certain extent. It's trust that is earned.
R-E-S-P-E-C.
And not
know what it means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
But no, Tarzanster's like there is a certain level of respect for life in general that you should have. But trust is what is truly earned.
Yes. Yeah.
But
I can agree with that.
Elvira just chucks and then just walks on the ship and ignores them.
I do the whole little doodles.
Elvira, I watch Elvira walk away. I'm like going, okay. So,
All right. So Elvira, I was in the character sheet, and I added a couple of things. One was, of course, that dagger I told you about, and then you also had 2 scrolls, 1 3rd level scroll for feigned death, and 1 9th level spell for true polymorph.
Yeah.
So you've got all that going for you. Yay.
When they said you
True.
perfect.
Huh.
Big peanut.
So, if there's nothing else, evening is probably a pretty good time to wrap up, I guess. We do, of course, figure out what all we're going to do with the Baron and so forth, but we'll find that out next time.
Yeah.
The Agents of the Black Hand. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It has been fun for us, and I hope it was enjoyable for you. Of course, until next time, be kind to each other. We're all in this together. And go ahead and say goodnight.
Good night.
Have a good night, guys. 'Twas fun.
I see.